Hello, middle schoolers. Mr. Miller here. I am the speech teacher at the high school, and I am making this video to explain to you your three options. You are required by Rock Creek High School to take a semester of speech. We offer just the basic speech class, we offer debate, we offer forensics. And unlike basketball, people really don't come watch the debate or the forensics, and so students like yourselves are kind of in a position where you're being asked to sign up for something that you don't really know anything about. And so I'm trying to explain that to you to try to help you. Now, in years past, we did it when we were all one building. It was really easy for us to send high school students in to demonstrate these activities. With the split of the middle school and the changes in the schedule, it's harder. We're going to still try to get some students out there to you to help you, but that'll be in April, and that might. Now, keep in mind, if kids come and you see them, you can still change your schedule, okay? Don't be afraid to show up in August and say, hey, I want to switch. Because you are still allowed to. So, okay, well, without further ado, first of all, debate. Debate is in the fall only, and each year the national board picks a topic, and this year's topic is that the United States federal government should substantially increase its security cooperation with NATO in one of the following areas: intelligence, biotechnology, or cybersecurity. Okay, now that might fly over the head of some of you, but you think about it, we're working with NATO on security in these different areas, and right now we have a war going on with between Russia and Ukraine. So this is an incredibly timely topic. And it gets into all the kind of the spyware and the kind of the James Bond thing. And we're going to have a James Bond. Every year we have a theme, and this year we're going with the James Bond 007 because it's going to involve a lot of that. But you're going to learn a lot. In debate, you learn a lot about a topic. And so somebody who ought to be taking debate is someone who likes to read and can read a lot and doesn't mind that. And they're good at standing up and reading out loud. You really got to be able to do that. Someone who wants to challenge their mind. I mean, if you're sitting and you're kind of bored and causing problems in class, maybe because you're not being challenged. Debate will challenge you, okay? Speech, the ability to give a speech, is becoming more and more and more important in the workplace. And Warren Buffett, if you know him, he's a billionaire, lives in Omaha, Nebraska. Up on his wall, he's got a certificate for having passed a speech class. And he doesn't have his college degree, he said, this speech class. He said, that helped me more than anything else. And I have example after example, and so debate is wonderful at developing those skills. Now, the drawbacks. Number one, time. It's going to take time. Specifically, you're going to be reading a lot, you're going to spend a lot of time organizing information on your computer, and we'll help you with that. But you have to practice, and you're going to have to go to tournaments. You go about once a month. You'll have to go to 4 tournaments, but they take all day on Saturday. And they're on Saturdays, and they take all day. So you got to be willing to give up that time. Now, you can think of it as, oh, I'm giving something up. But really the way you ought to think about it is, what am I getting? Okay? The one story I'll tell you is my assistant coach years ago, Phil Baker. Now, Phil was really good, and he went and got a degree at K-State, and he came back And I saw him in Walmart one Christmas, and I hadn't seen him in years. And I said, "Hey, Phil, how's it going?" We started talking. Da, 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 da. I asked him about his work, and he said, "Well, it's great. I'm working at this big firm, and they put all their engineers," he was an engineer, "into pods, a group of 6. And he said, "I'm the leader of my pod, and I got a guy from Yale, I got a guy from Caltech, I got a guy from MIT, and I was like, whoa, time out, Phil, no disrespect. You got your degree from K-State. They got degrees at schools that cost 5 times as much as K-State, these big, prestigious schools. Why are you the leader?" And he looked at me. He said, "Well, Mr. Miller, I took debate and forensics in high school, and I know how to give a presentation. Those other guys don't. So I'm the leader, and I get paid a whole lot more." I'm like, "Okay, Phil, good for you." I have other examples like that. You can think in terms of, I'm giving up these Saturdays to participate, but really what you ought to be thinking is, I'm investing in the future, because these are the skills that employers are gonna wanna know about. These are the skills that are gonna help you in your career as you go through. So, that's debate. So, next, I'll get started. It looks like I'm gonna have to make 2 videos to get through all this. The second activity we have is forensics. Now, forensics is kind of like a track meet, because in track you have some events where you have to run real fast for a short time, and then there's some events where you run a long time, run a little bit slower, or if like me, really slow. And then you got jumping events and throwing events. And as you can imagine, somebody who does the shot put really well might not be terribly competitive in the 2 mile, and vice versa. Somebody who's really good at the 2 mile probably isn't doing all that great in the shot put. And so you have different events that play to do different skills, and that's the same in forensics. And so you'll come in, you'll give speeches. You can give a speech. We have different kinds of speeches. You can make them up off the top of your head, or you can write them out and present them. We have acting, where you can be serious, like, oh, or funny, you know. And then you can have duets. We have them where you work with a partner. Forensics really, for some students, is amazing. It's hard to describe, but that it's competitive, yet it's a community that you talk to. You get to talk to other people from other schools and really get to know them and develop friendships outside of the group that you're going to school with. You gain confidence, and that's what I really appreciate as a teacher. Like last night, we went to a tournament, and it was so much fun seeing these students who at the beginning of the season were kind of shy and like, oh, I don't really know, you know, and now they're getting into finals and they're winning medals. And we had a kid who got into the finals last night, and she was just jumping up and down and up and down, and she just couldn't stop jumping. She was so excited. And she's becoming a better speaker. And just like in debate, you're developing those skills. Debate is more of an intellectual kind of activity where you're really putting your mind against somebody else and you're competing head to head. Whereas in forensics, you're not so much. You're not directly head to head. You are competing against people from other schools, but you're not doing it directly. So I'm going to cut this one off here. I'll finish up on the second one. See you in a bit.